Good morning. Welcome to Buddhism, the landfill, your landfill, or Buddhism plain and simple. Now, I come down in the morning, it's morning here in Blackstone, and I meditate in the morning, and then I come down and get some coffee, and then I write on Facebook, and I usually get stimulated by what's on Facebook. All I know is, I'm like Will Rogers, all I know is what's on Facebook. And so then that leads to an idea, and then that idea leads to my talk. So it's all very, it's a lot of fun for me. And the idea that awakened me this morning was the question, are you a wave or a particle? Now, and the title of the talk is The Wave is the Message. Okay. Where do we begin? I try to make these abstract ideas everyday mind. And so this takes, I know most of you are probably familiar with the quantum experiment, or the quantum puzzle, or the quantum Zen cone, that is an electron. An electron is both a wave and a particle. Which is it? That's a Zen cone. If you say it's a particle, you're wrong. If you say it's a wave, you're wrong. Now, a particle means something fixed in space. This is a particle. That's a wave. Now, the problem with consciousness is that you can see particles, that's form, that's an erase, that's a marker, but you can't see the wave, because the wave, only the particle, only the surfer, let's put it this way, only the surfer is visible. The wave's past and the wave's future is not visible. So we can only perceive form, particles. And yet the particle is a wave, but you can't see it. Aha. So, Marshall McLuhan, my favorite philosopher, said that the medium is the message. Now, that means, for instance, if you're looking at an advertisement, the message is not, take ads for Lucky Strikes, remembering back to Mad Men. So, the meaning of the ad is not that Lucky Strikes are good. The meaning of the ad is that you're going to get addicted. that you're going to smoke this sucker and get addicted to the nicotine. So the meaning of the ad is that you're going to get cancer. Not that Lucky Strikes are good because they're toasted. Okay. So are you a wave or a particle? Are you, my little Zen fellow here is asking another one, who are you? Are you something fixed, a form, or are you a pattern of behavior? The games we play. Remember that book, The Games People Play. I remember when that came out in the 60s. It kind of like analyzed the games we play in relationship unconsciously. So here we have, are you conscious or unconscious? Because consciousness is conscious of a form. But I'm unconscious of the pattern. Now we can see patterns of other people. Oh, we know the pattern, because they repeat themselves. Any repetition is a Groundhog Day, is a pattern. So you detect a pattern because it repeats. Oh, that looks familiar. He did that before. I know your game. I know what your game is. I know what your pattern is. But the person is not aware of it. They're unconscious of the pattern because they only see themselves as a fixed form, as a particle. So if you only see yourself as a particle, something fixed, you're not going to see your patterns. Other people may see it, but you won't see it. So you're going to be half unconscious. You're going to be conscious, unconscious. you're going to be conscious and unconscious. So the pattern, and yet we're, well, let's see where we're going. So when I ask the question, who am I? It's easy to ask the question, who are you? Because I can see your pattern. But the enlightenment is, the awakening is, the satori is that when I ask the question to myself, who am I? Can I see my own patterns? Can I catch myself with my hand in the cookie jar? Can I see my pattern not after I've done it, which I then say, oh, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry, I won't do that again. I won't do what again? I won't do the pattern again. But you will, because you haven't seen it yet. You can see it often we see it through the eyes of others. They'll tell you what your pattern is. Did you know you did this and that and this, Oh, yeah, and then you feel guilty. Yes, I won't do it again. But that's not the breakthrough. The breakthrough comes when you have the intention to see your pattern, which means you have the intention to wake up, which means you have the intention to let go of your idea of yourself as something fixed, as a particle. See, as long as you cling to yourself as a particle, a thing that's fixed, that has a history, has a future, that's going to die, you see. As long as you have a fixed idea of yourself as something in time that's going to die, you're not going to see the pattern. Because the particle can't see the wave. See, the surfer can't see the wave. Now, you sitting on the beach can see the wave when it began all the way till it ends, you see. But if you're riding the wave, all you know is the moment. So the seeing of the wave requires that you let go of your clinging to yourself as something special. So when you let go of that sense of a fixed self, you're still fixed, but now you become aware of the pattern. It's not that you give up being a particle, because what we're looking at here is ambiguity. Ambiguity. And see, logic, our classical logic, that something has to be either this or that, but it can't be this, that. It has to be up or down, but it can't be up, down. It has to be hot or cold, but it can't be hot, cold. You see, so as long as we look at reality through the eyes of logic, which only sees particles, this or that particle, we cannot see the wave. So another name for the wave might be a system, game, pattern, or we could even say karma. Something that repeats. So the pattern, the clue to the pattern is repetition. The déjà vu. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've done this before. Different content, different people, same feeling, same feeling. My mother-in-law, bless her heart, was, I won't say addicted. She loved Harlequin romances. When we moved in here, the whole house was shelved with Harlequins. Took us a year to get rid of them. And one time, she was reading a Harlequin and she felt that déjà vu. Something's familiar. And so she went back and found a book that author, using a pseudonym, had written 10 years before, and it was the same plot, except they had just changed place and characters. Same words, same plot, different place, different character. So she called up Harlequin, wrote them. That author plagiarized that book. And they said, oh, well, they do it all the time. Here's a free book. But that sense of deja vu in yourself now, I mean, of course, you can see it easy in other people. See the pattern. I know what they're going to do. And if you know their pattern, you can also manipulate them because you know what they're going to do. But can you see your own pattern, you see? So there has to be a surrender, a letting go of our idea of myself as being fixed, a particle of a form, you see, because the pattern is formless. So now we have this form and formless, right? These are ambiguous relationships. Realism, idealism, being, not being. All of these dualities, duality, non-duality, all of these dualities, these relationships, are basic formulas for this Zen cone of reality, which quantum has discovered goes right down to subatomic particles. The proton and the electron, and I'm not a quantum physicist, of course, but I understand the metaphor, is that the subatomic world is ambiguous. It can't be fixed. And if you can't fix something, our logic doesn't work. Because logic cannot tolerate ambiguity. You're either this or that. Don't be a flip-flopper, you see. Make up your mind. Do you want cereal or do you want eggs? You can't have eggs cereal, you see. So this, the way we look at the world is always from a point of a fixed particle. You have to be this or that. You can't be ambiguous. You can't be that empty chair Clint Eastwood said Obama was. You see, you can't be formless. But you can't be form. See, this is the trap of this is the old story, the realism with idealism. All of this, is this real or is it an illusion? This goes on Facebook today, the modern world. We're all hung up in this, oh, don't worry, it's all an illusion. It's all formless. Nobody knows anything. What's everything's an illusion, everything's a dream, everything's no form. But then it feels real to me. Or the Samuel Johnson refuted the idealism of the day. He said nothing's real, so he kicks the chair, and that refutes idealism, that it's not real, that it's all mind. You see, mind, matter, flesh, spirit, all of these dualities, everywhere, left, right. Everything comes in pairs, like on Noah's Ark. Everything comes in a pair. And every pair is ambiguous, male, female, up, down. Everything is not one or the other. So you always reach that point in every analysis. You reach that point of ambiguity, that it's both, you see. And that's where our logic collapses. So we're really the modern age, the postmodern age, is a collapse of the logic of the modern age. See, the modern world, how am I doing? All right. The modern age began with Descartes and Newton and went to Einstein and quantum physics and relativity. And that began the postmodern age. Now we're in a postmodern age in which the logic of the Newtonian universe, was that everything's a particle and it's fixed. The external world is all made of stuff and it's fixed. All you got to do is find the laws that govern it. It's like a clock. It's like this clock here. God wound it up, let it go, took his hands off. Now you figure it out. You figure out how that clock works. You can control time. You can control the future if you can figure out how the clock works, how nature works. That was the Newtonian universe, and that's our common sense universe. You see. So you have the scientific Newtonian world in which you can fix the world, and you have the religious view in which, well, God's still there and he can fix it, but it's still a clock. But the postmodern world blows that out, blows out that candle, blows out that logic. Everything becomes ambiguity. Everything is potential. Everything is potential. So the electron is both a wave and a particle, but it has to be one. The other law, the law of reality, is that there's only one reality. Let there be one. Even Yahweh said that in the Bible. There's only one God. There's only one reality. If there's two, you're schizophrenic or psychotic. So there's only one. Yet here there's two. Is it a wave or a particle? That's two. So where is the one? Where is the one? There has to be one. Where is it? If you look for it as a particle, you miss the wave. If you look for it as the wave, you miss the particle. If you look in form, you miss the formless. If you look in formless, you miss the form. So where's the one? The one is you. You are the one. You are where the particle and the wave come together. You are the form and the formless. You are the one. This is a shift. This is a shift in your consciousness from thinking in terms of particles. I'm just a many. I'm just a form among forms, a thing among thing, a grain of sand among the grain of sands. Billions and billions of little grains of sands of me. That's the particle view. The wave view is that I'm not anywhere. You see, I don't exist, you see. It's all an illusion. It's all non-dual. It's all Maya. It's all appearance. There is no you. And that doesn't work either. So you have to make the leap. You have to make the satori. You have to make you have to step off the pirate's plank. And the shift comes then to you. You are you are both, but you are not something. You are potential. You are seeing. This is Zen. This is Buddhism. You are the seer. You are the knower of the wave or the particle. You are the knower of the form and the formless, you see. So in the knower, that is, this is where quantum comes in, says, well, the electron is potentially both. But as soon as you set up the experiment, it's going to be a wave or a particle, depending on how you perceive it. So the world is going to be either pattern or form, formless or form, pattern or particle, according to the way you perceive it. But prior to that perception, there is the knowing that it's both. But that knowing that it's both is the knowing that you are you. That you are one. And that you are the center of the world. You are the world and the world is you. And this is why I start my talks with you are the center. I'm the center of the world. But then you too are the center of the world. Each of us is the center of the world, the one. So each of us creates the world, creates our world, lives in it, and then takes it with us when we go. But the one remains. The seeing, the knowing remains. So, thank you for dropping in and trying to follow me on this wig-wagging trail of understanding that I try to work out with you in real time. Thanks for dropping in.